International travel is currently being used as the final stick with which to beat the bulk of the British public desperate to return to normal and get some summer sun while the kids are on holiday. It's been a traumatic year for most of us, apart from the comfortable civil servants and rich folk who seem to love being locked away in their posh homes away from us mere mortals. The least we deserve now is the ability to go overseas and visit our family, loved ones and friends with whom we've been so cruelly and unexpectedly separated from for over 18 months. And there's also nothing wrong, by the way, with admitting we need to escape for a holiday for the good of our mental health. I'm longing for that, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. I've loved my staycations the past few months, especially in Scotland, but the time has come for me to step foot on a plane and experience the joy of getting a few days on the beach in Spain or Greece. Of course, the scientists and cabinet doves warn of catastrophe and the potential to import some new mutant COVID strain. But those of us who have followed this pandemic closely know that's just more scaremongering rhetoric that doesn't stack up. All the virus mutations are adequately covered by the vaccines. All the virus mutations have entered countries with even the most draconian border restrictions. Our leaders can try and lock us all away, or they want. But they can't stop the virus crossing borders, no matter how much they would like to try. So this week, it's critical that Boris Johnson realises his scientific advisers have been wrong so many times, including over Freedom Day, and allow us to travel freely again without the fear of being trapped overseas or having to be locked up for 10 days on return. The double jab from the US and Europe are quite rightly able to arrive in the UK without any form of quarantine. So why should the rules be different for Brits? This is our first post-Brexit opportunity to embrace global Britain. Those lobbying for the introduction of a new amber watch list for favourite holiday destinations like Italy, Greece and Spain should rack off and leave us alone. The decimated travel and tourism industry is on its knees. Thousands of British jobs are now at stake. More confusion and uncertainty is the last thing anyone needs. But as Tim Alderslade, Chief Executive Airlines UK, told The Times today, the EU must be looking at us and incredulously. We have totally squandered the vaccine dividend we had built up. No wonder passengers have no idea whether they're coming or going. Green is the only way forward for the industry. This is the last chance saloon now for saving summer. So on Thursday, any country with COVID rates lower than ours should be slapped on the green list. Chancellor Rishi Sunak is right to tell the Prime Minister that the draconian restrictions must end. Boris Johnson must listen this time too. But this is what the Prime Minister said on the matter today.
This is still a dangerous virus, and that we must try and stop variants coming in, must stop importing variants from abroad. So we have to have a balanced approach. And what I want to see is something that is as simple and as user-friendly for people as possible. But obviously, the double vaccinations that we've got really do offer the way forward.
That's all he needed to say. That's actually, that final sentence, those last few words, is all the Prime Minister needed to say. Double vaccinations and testing provides all the protection that we need. So let's just get on with it and stop the constant mental torture of changing guidance and regulations every couple of weeks. It's time to travel. The government slightly tweaked the NHS app today to try and bring an end to the ping-demic. Here's what Dr. Jenny Harries, Chief Executive of the UK Health Security Agency, had to say about what they've done to this app.
What we are doing in this new context of opening up is to try and get the balance right between the public health advice and the way people are living their lives and the social and economic factors affecting them. And so we are altering the logic of the app, which will mean that fewer contacts will be contacted, will be advised to isolate, and that is because we will only be contacting those at higher risk where they have had very close contact in the most infectious period.
So while this minor climb down is a very positive thing, It's not enough. The entire app should be scrapped for the fully vaccinated before all sensible Brits follow my lead and switch the damn thing off. You would think train stations would likely be a hotbed of transmitting COVID-19, right? Well, you'd be wrong. Network Rail conducted swab and air samples of 4 major railway and intercity train services at London's Euston, Birmingham's New Street, Liverpool Lime Street and Manchester Piccadilly Station. And guess what? No COVID was found whatsoever. That's even though escalator handles were swabbed and hour-long air samples were run, with tests repeated on trains between those stations. Fascinating stuff. And more reason to stop the fear when it comes to domestic travel and to allow passengers to travel unmuzzled if they choose. Moving on now, tone-deaf Nicola Sturgeon is planning to kickstart her pathetic campaign for a second independence referendum at the SNP conference in September. And wait for this, she's going to use the COVID-19 pandemic to try and do so. Leaked documents to the Daily Telegraph have revealed Sturgeon will tell Scots that independence is essential to the country's recovery from coronavirus. Good luck with finding the evidence to back that one up. For a start, if they hadn't been part of the UK but somehow had remained in the EU, Scotland would almost certainly have relied on the EU's piss-poor vaccination procurement programme. Sturgeon is trying to cash in on the popularity she's gained during the pandemic after being given this daily platform by the BBC from which to terrify her population every day. But that popularity is fading fast. Scots should be far more terrified of the awful domestic programme that Nicola Sturgeon has overseen at home, including, by the way, new figures showing Scotland continues to have the highest drug death rate recorded in Europe. That's another catastrophic Sturgeon failure. That's what you won't hear much about on the mainstream broadcast media, and certainly not in the Scottish newspapers. And that's what we all need to start talking about when it comes to why going for a second independence referendum would be a huge mistake for Scotland. Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.